Welcome into Good Morning KU. Another Monday morning again. We're here talking about KU sports. Packed weekend, even though most of them weren't here in Lawrence, but we had soccer, first time ever in the title game of the Big 12 Championship, women's basketball, football, tennis, all in action this weekend and more. All that coming up on Good Morning KU. Welcome back into Good Morning KU. Let's talk women's basketball first. That seems to be first.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
That seems to be the most most important here. This is Nick Cousin, by the way. Forgot to say your name.
Yeah,
Women's basketball. Sure. Finishing up their exhibition season, they had two games. They blew out Pittsburgh State in Coach Brandon Schneider's debut. Now playing his old team in Emporia State, and they struggled just a little bit.
Yeah, they actually were down 11 at halftime, and he said that going into this game they were kind of playing them like a mid-major, not the #1 Division II team in the nation. So, but Lauren Aldridge, she came in the clutch as always. She had team high 18 points, so pretty much led the team there. And two of the freshmen starting lineup, Asia Robertson, Kylie Kopadic, they led the team in minutes too, so impressive by the starters.
Well, it's nice to see that the freshmen are getting a little bit of time. I mean, you don't want your players like Lauren Aldridge, Kaylin Manning-Allen to go all out in exhibition. I mean, it just doesn't matter. In terms of the record, it doesn't matter.
It's just for the practice to see how they go, and if they're playing all these minutes, they can play longer in the season, which this will be beneficial.
To me, what I'm seeing is that Lauren really has developed a part of her game where she's able to pull up and hit that jumper from the free throw line or drive in with effectiveness, drive the rim, but she still hasn't lost that ability to dish the rock. And so she's become now one of the most dominant point guards in the Big 12 just as a sophomore.
Yeah, 7 assists on the day, and we really wanted her seeing her improve on that shooting, and she's really done so.
Absolutely. She's turned into an offensive power as well as defensively, how she's always been great, and as a floor general. Let's move to tennis. Another stud on that side in Anastasia Rychikova, who this weekend is competing in the ITA Nationals down in New York.
US Open facility, so
Absolutely, she'll be competing on the
there.
same courts that Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and all those guys that just took a couple months ago. But this weekend they were down in Lubbock, and they started the weekend great. Ended it still at 13-6, so not bad, but the way they went out on the final day, probably not the way you'd like to go out on the weekend.
Yeah, Sunday they lost the three of their singles matches, which eliminated them from singles play. But Smith Hinton and Summer Collins and Cardona were down there, and they all lost their 3. So unfortunate, but we're all looking forward to seeing Rychikova this weekend perform in the U.S. Open.
That match play in Texas Tech was the last team event that they have this fall. They'll have some individuals going places, and of course Rychikova going to New York to compete in the Nationals. It was because of the ITA Regionals she got to the final match.
She was a wild card selection, so she got to the championship game or the championship match of that, so that's how she got in there.
She was ranked in the top 50 of all players in Russia, and that might not sound only 50, but understand Russia has some really, really solid prospects. It seems like they always have some top-ranked women's players in tennis, so they love tennis over there. And Rychikova is a budding star.
Yeah, you saw how many college tennis players are from Russia. There's a lot of pros from Russia as well. So
absolutely,
it's a tennis powerhouse country.
Absolutely. And Maria Cardona, just to finish up, she missed a lot of last season with injuries, and she's back and playing a lot better than what we saw her do last season, both on the doubles court and as a singles player.
Yeah, the one lone senior, she's really giving out her leadership a lot. So
absolutely. Let's talk soccer.
Yeah.
That one is. It's hard to talk about, honestly, because of the way that it all happened and the fact that they were coming into the Big 12 tournament as the 6th seed, and they were playing so badly and suddenly turn around, playing their best soccer of the year, going up against Texas, beating Texas, going up against Baylor, beating Baylor, coming into Texas Tech, and losing even though they honestly deserved to win the game. And now you're talking about a team that's right on the bubble to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, at 6th seed, they had some of the best odds to get the championship game as we've seen in previous Big 12 championships, and they did. And they had impressive wins against Texas and Baylor both on Wednesday and Friday. And it came down to those last minutes yesterday. So they barely just missed out on an opportunity to automatically clinch their berth in NCAA. Now they're on the outside looking in, but the committee likes when you win late.
Yep.
And they had 2 big wins late, and they beat Baylor twice and Texas. So
Yep.
those
Some
are
high-ranked
wins.
RPI teams. Oklahoma ranked in the top 50 in the RPI. Kansas beat them earlier. It's tough. That's talk about definition of a bubble team, a team that could go either way. It all depends on other conference tournaments, who's making it, who's not. Oregon State didn't have the season that they were supposed to, which is kind of disappointing because their RPI is lower and Kansas lost to them. So we'll just have to see. You could spin it any different way. You talk to 10 people, they'll give you 10 different opinions about where Kansas is sitting right now for the NCAA tournament. But the silver lining is if they make it, they still have a chance to host because the committee loves to put games at Rock Chalk Park. They love to put it in the facility, and teams don't like to travel.
Yeah, it's in the Midwest, central location. Everyone loves that. You don't have to travel too far.
Right.
And it's not too expensive either.
Right, exactly. So we'll see. Selection show is today at 3:30. So it's on NCAA.com. Tune in, see if your Jayhawks are in the tournament, and
We're all going to be
waiting.
hoping. We're praying.
Yep, we are all praying for them. Now let's talk golf in Maui, finishing 6th.
I wish I was there.
Yeah, that would be great, right? It's getting cold here in Lawrence. We'll talk about the weather later on in the show. But Maui is still warm as always. And Kansas at plus 15, finishing in 6th place, finishing 3 strokes behind South Carolina in their final fall tournament of the season. And Ben Welly still has a solid weekend, but there were some other guys that stepped up.
Yeah, Dan Hudson, fresh off his wrist injury, he shot +1, second lowest shot on the weekend. And then your guy, Brock Dragic, was in his first tournament as an individual, and he shot +15. So your boy got out there.
Well, you know what? It's only because I believed in him last season.
Yeah.
I said, who's going to have to be that 5th guy that steps up? I thought it was going to be Brock, and we'll see. He's got a lot of time to train in that hitting facility they got down in Elvamar and see where they end up. Let's finish off with football. And the reason why we're finishing off with football is because we're talking about lots of success from a lot of different teams, and football is just bad.
Yep. I mean, they gave up 408 yards of offense to the Longhorns.
A Texas team that's been disappointing all season. A Texas team that has been bad by Texas standards.
They got shut out by Iowa State the previous week, and now they shut out Kansas. So I don't know what that tells you.
I mean, it just tells me that Kansas is not very good at football.
Yep.
That's what it tells
and
me.
They were already down by 17 in the first quarter, so that already tells you the story.
Ryan Wells had a couple interceptions. I mean, Tyrone Swoops just went off, and that's a guy who's been struggling all season. I mean, if you put a guy like that in against Kansas, he's going to have success.
And
that's just the reality.
He had 4 touchdowns that were for rushing as well. So
Kansas
he just ran all over
has
the defense.
always struggled to defend a dual threat quarterback. That's what Tyrone Swoops is. It's just difficult to stop. This football team is really, really struggling. I don't think they're going to win a game all year.
No.
They have 3 more opportunities. One of them's against TCU. I mean, that's a loss.
I mean, West Virginia hasn't won a Big 12 game, but they could get one against the Jayhawks.
Well, they just made it a game against whoever they were playing. Well, they did just win a Big 12 game.
Oh,
They just beat, didn't they? No, that was someone else. West Virginia's still
You're
going to
not
beat
thinking right,
KU.
Griff.
They're still going to
You're
beat
not thinking
KU.
right.
I don't care who they beat, but they're still going to beat KU. Coming up, we have Bill Clinton coming here in 2 weeks. So SUA was handing out tickets this morning. We'll have a couple interviews, and we'll talk to someone from there. And get to check out the line. It was pretty long.
6 a.m. someone was waiting.
Plus news and weather, all coming up on Good Morning KU.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Hi, I'm Shelby Bettles, and I'm here with Hannah Hall from SUA, who is helping hand out tickets this morning for Bill Clinton. So what is Bill Clinton coming to KU for?
He received an award from the Dole Institute, and so he is just coming to receive that award and speak to people of the community and the campus.
Great. So how did handing out those tickets go?
It went super well. We've given out over half of them already. We were given 500 tickets to give out, and we gave away our first 157 in 8 minutes. So it was very successful.
Wow.
We had a very good system, and it's gone really well.
Does the general public get any of those tickets, or is it specifically for KU students?
Yeah, so SUA has been given an allocation of 500 tickets to give away specifically to KU students. And then anyone who wants to go from the general public has to go to the Lead Center. Their doors open at 11 o'clock this morning. And then you can get actually up to 2 tickets from there. And I believe they have 500 tickets as well.
Awesome. So what was the earliest that someone showed up for the tickets?
I heard someone was here at 5 a.m. this morning, and the doors for the Union don't open until 7, so they were hanging out in the cold for a little while.
Are you going to go see Bill Clinton?
I'm going to try. I have to work, but I'm going to see if I can try and find someone who doesn't want to go and wants to work for me.
Yeah, I have class. I'm definitely going to have to skip that class.
Yeah.
But the question that everyone's wondering, is Hillary going to be there?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I think everyone wants her to be there, but probably not, but hopefully. I don't know.
All right, well, thank you, Hannah. Stick around for the news. I'm Shelby Bettles.
And I'm Maggie Stout, and this is your Good Morning KU News update for Monday, November 9th. Students were in line at 6 a.m. this morning to get their tickets to see former President Bill Clinton accept the 2015 Dole Leadership Prize. The event will be held on November 23rd at the Lead Center. Former winners of the prize include Nelson Mandela, Rudolph Giuliani, and George H.W. Bush.
So a while.
Were you here by yourself for a while?
I was. Well, when I got here, there were a few people sitting outside on the tables, and then we waited for like 30 minutes and then came inside and sat down. So I think it's an incredible opportunity. I've never been like in the same room as such an influential leader, and so it's just amazing.
I think it's really cool anytime you get an opportunity to see a president. And I didn't get to come see Obama, or President Obama, so.
Racial tension continues to boil at the University of Missouri. The latest headline features the football team preparing to boycott all team activities unless the president of the university resigns. Tim Wolf is under fire for failure to address racial incidents at a timely manner. Missouri's game against BYU on Saturday at Arrowhead Stadium is in jeopardy.
And overnight, a group of Missouri professors has urged fellow faculty to walk out of classes today and tomorrow. The concerned faculty group has suggested a teach-in at the Carnahan Quadrangle on campus, where President Wolf is expected to meet with the Board of Curators later this morning.
President Obama is meeting with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today. The two have had their differences in the past, but hope to make progress on the security issues involving Iran and Syria. One issue that might affect the discussion is a recent comment by an Israeli spokesperson who suggested that Obama is anti-Semitic.
Authorities in Mississippi are still puzzled by the cause of a giant sinkhole in an IHOP parking lot. The hole that opened up on Saturday evening in Meridian measures 374 feet long by 36 feet wide and drops to 15 feet deep. Engineers are expected to spend the day determining the cause of the hole, but no injuries have been reported.
Property taxes in Kansas are going up. School superintendents are saying that changes in the way schools are funded is the primary reason for the hike. Communities in rural Kansas are the hardest hit, as lower prices in oil and gas industry are also contributing to the shortfall.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. Please keep watching and we'll be back with the weather and Allie.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to Good Morning KU. Nick Cousin. We have Allie Fullerton outside with the weather. Allie, how's it feeling outside?
Well, we started off Monday morning really chilly. It started out 28 degrees this morning while I was running stadiums, but it's warmed up to about 46 right now, and we're looking for it to warm up to about a high of 63 today with a south-southeast wind. So it's going to warm up pretty nice for start of November, so it's looking good for today.
Well, it's nice to hear that it's going to get warmer, but that wind's really affecting the coldness right now. How's it looking for the rest of the week?
For the rest of the week, well, tomorrow we have partly cloudy, but again, just highs of 60s. Rest of the week, we're looking at high 59s through 60s too. But on Wednesday, it's expected to have partly scattered showers in the morning. But pretty all nice weather for November.
You were talking about how you're supporting all black today. Is that for some reason?
Yes, well, it was cold this morning, so I was like, I'm going to attract all the sun I can. So I'm looking like a ninja right now. So yes, I'm wearing all black.
So you're saying the wind is coming from the southeast. Is that going to affect us walking up the hill this morning?
No, not really. It's only about 8 miles per hour, so I don't think the wind's going to have too much effect today. So I think you're okay walking up the hill, Nick.
And Allie, we have the 300 show coming up on Wednesday, and we're looking forward to that. Is it going to be great weather for that morning?
Well, it's expected to have some rain scattered in the morning, but apart from that, I think it should be okay. A high of 59 that day, so we're looking good for a good 300 show.
That's good because we'll be hosting it live from Wesco Beach, so everyone tune in for that. And we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the show this morning. And don't forget to tune in to the NCAA election show at 3:30 today on NCAA.com. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Tune in.